Hello, hello, it's Dr. McPherson here again, formerly of the Caledonia University Neurologic Technology Department. The last 5 months has been a whirlwind of activity. Ever since I recorded that New Year's Day ASMR video, I mailed copies of that research tape to 14 different organizations all over the world, including 6 in North America, hoping that my experiments into ASMR would generate interest from other like-minded individuals, researchers and academics. Unfortunately, it seems that my New Year's Day research video cassette recording was ridiculed, dismissed, partly due to the fact that I was hungover and wearing a Santa hat, and partly, I think, because of the nature of the ASMR experiment itself. I mean, that in itself is fine by me. Anybody in a serious field of research should expect to be made fun of, ridiculed, criticized from time to time. All the great scientists of the past have had that happen to them, and I consider it a badge of honor, which I will wear proudly. That was not the end of it, though. Unfortunately, in my haste to get the video recording made and edited and copied, I enlisted the help of what I thought was a trusted colleague at the university. She was put in charge of doing the title cards on the screen to help illustrate the information that I was providing. And instead, it seems as though she took it upon herself, perhaps in a slightly hungover state too, to play a practical joke. And it seems that, based on the feedback I've received, that some of the words used in those titles were inappropriate, and I didn't notice that. So, for any of you who may have been offended, if you're watching this and you've seen the original recording and it offended you, I would like to take this opportunity to profusely apologize, as no offense was ever meant. And I can assure you that such a thing would never happen again. The rude titles were picked up by a psychologist who received a copy of the cassette at the Frederick Academy of North New York State, who wrote a letter of complaint to my employer. And it was at that time that the Caledonia University Neurologic Technology Society decided to relieve me of my duties and cut funding for any additional ASMR experiments. I think perhaps they were just looking for a reason to get rid of me anyway. The nature of the experiments is certainly unusual, and I know there were several colleagues who frowned upon it and really didn't think it was worth time and money that we spent on it. This is why I'm now here at home making this recording on the videocassette camera that Dr. Kumamoto told me I could keep, which was very, very generous of him. Although he tells me that this type of technology, although it is increasing in popularity, that this particular model of VHS camera is already fast becoming obsolete. I believe in ASMR. I really do. I really believe that there's a big, bright future for this field of research, especially as more and more people have increasingly stressful, complex, information-driven lives. So that is why I've decided, using this remarkable technology, to continue my experiments in ASMR, even if I have to do it from my own home. So I will proceed with these experiments regardless if I have the support or if I have to do it by myself. So today I am going to attempt what I have decided to call a realistic yet simulated experience. The idea behind this experiment is that you, the viewer, would participate in a mundane, everyday encounter, simulated encounter, where you would suspend your disbelief and pretend to be in the same physical space as I, the person performing the ASMR experiment. This activity could be something as mundane as checking into a hotel or participating in a telephone survey. I believe that certain simulated encounters such as those may trigger your ASMR response. For this experiment, I will be asking you, the viewer, to answer a series of very simple, very basic questions. Now, obviously, I do need you to pretend to be with me on this and reply to my questions. I will attempt to predict your answers as best I can. And even though this technology is remarkable, it's not so remarkable that I could ever actually receive your personal information, so don't worry about that. You are perfectly safe. Like I said, I will attempt to add realism by responding to the questions, to your answers, as best as I can predict them. So let's begin. May I have your name, please? Oh, that's a good Scottish name you got there. And what is your age? Oh, well, you certainly don't look it. What country do you live in? I'm very sorry to hear that. Just a wee joke. What is your occupation? Seriously, that is incredible. Finally, who is your favorite pop singer? Never heard of them. The end. You did a very good job. It's very basic, of course, as I said. We will continue these experiments, and I'm sure over time things will get more and more elaborate. Perhaps we can simulate all kinds of different experiences with this remarkable technology, this remarkable new field of relaxation, which I think has so much potential. I hope this experiment worked for you, and I value your continued support as we proudly enhance neurological issues in science.